One thing I'm starting to learn um, on this walk with God is that a lot of my gifts I have been insecure about. Like, for example, it hasn't been till I fully have surrendered to God that I noticed speaking is one of my gifts. Before, my friends and family used to consider me like, truly like an introvert, but um, I would say personally I'm more like an ambivert, but like I don't mind talking to people now. Whereas in the past I used to be very quiet. Like my mom used to be like, "Huh? What you say? Like you need to speak up." But now it's like I'll sit here hee hee ha with you. I will, crack my jokes. I like to talk to people, like genuine conversations. I'm more so of like an in-depth person. Like I like to have those deep conversations. I can have like surface level conversations, but where you're really gonna see um, the best in me, or like where I can really come out of my box, is when it comes to like talking about life or talking about God, or um, if you ask for advice, like that's kind of where I shine at. And because I work in like the customer service, like I work in a restaurant and stuff like that, I've gotten more skilled at having conversations and not so much overthinking what I'm saying, or like, when you sitting at late at night and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Like I don't get like that anymore. And another like insecurity that I have is like just being seen, which I think that really comes like the speaking and being seen is just a part of it. But God has really been speaking to me like that. That's one of my gifts. That in order to speak, I have to be seen. And a lot of things have kind of led me into a place where not that I don't enjoy my job that I'm at now, but God has really been like pushing me to do something different. And it has led to a lot of fear because of not feeling qualified. But I've spoken before, like, most of the time we're not going to feel qualified for what God calls us to do. We just have to surrender and be like, hey, I trust you, God, over, what my plans are for me or what I'm comfortable with. And we're just going to roll with it. And we're just going to be obedient and we're just going to do what you said that I should do. And I believe that as children of God, we should operate in that sense of not who we see ourselves as, especially if we don't see ourselves fully as how God sees us, but we should we should operate how God sees us. And even if we don't believe it, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's very important to one, like spend time with God, because I think when we get in those times of doubt and not being sure of ourselves or sure of the mission or sure of the role that we play, or the assignment that we are supposed to do, it's important to have that intimate relationship with God, so that not only can he tell you the first time, but he can also reassure you when you are going in the right direction. And two, when we start going in the direction that God is calling us to go into, we know it's going to be uncomfortable. However, there also is going to come that level of, uh, how do I say this? I guess turbulence. You know what I mean? Like we're going to have to go through the storm in order to get to the other side, because the enemy doesn't want us to get there. And we have to be grounded in ourselves. And I think that's too like why God will give us little by little. Like he doesn't give us more than we can handle, right? And it's important to be patient, because I think when we get that revelation, like, hey, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, or like, I'm meant to be a millionaire, or I'm meant to have this, I'm meant to have the business, I'm meant to help these people, da 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 da. Like, you see the kind of the end goal, or like the bigger vision. Sometimes we, or at least for me, like, I will jump ahead, and I'm like, oh, but I want it all right now. Like, God, you said this, like, you made me these promises, right? And I I just want it. I want to experience that. I want to experience what you have planned for me. But if you're for me, it's like, that's also a lesson within itself, right? You have to be patient so that he knows that you can handle what he is calling you to handle, and make sure that you can steward what he gives you well. And one of the things that we have to steward isn't, I think when people think steward, it's like, finances, but it's like we also have to steward our gifts well. And because the enemy could use our gifts as well, like, if you called, like, God calls you to speak, right? But you're not speaking life, you're not doing the work of God, you're doing the work of the enemy. So I don't really know where I was going with this. I think I just wanted to get on here and kind of talk it out. But I guess the lesson from this for me is, yeah, just steward your gifts well, and operate as if it's already done. Like, operate in your gifts. Sometimes the environment is not always where your gifts can shine the best. And so it takes time to like readjust, to reposition yourself into the place that God needs you to be, so that your gifts will accomplish what God is calling you to accomplish. And just have faith, but do the work. I mean, that's something I've been hearing a lot these past few days, is like, faith without works is dead. So yeah, like, just, what God has called you to do. Don't be afraid. Trust in God, and it'll all work out. Just do what you're called to do. And yeah, that's all I have for my TED Talk today. I hope y'all had a beautiful day. I'm a little tired. I've been giving good energy all day. I need to like re-up on my cup. All right, bye y'all.